Let's talk about my favorite fragrances for the fall and winter time. As someone who is kind of picky when it comes to fragrances, I don't like a lot of designer fragrances. Now, I will say there are a few that are like cult favorites that have a cult following that I will discuss, but we're going to talk about the fragrances that I love for fall and winter, especially if you are a little bit picky when it comes to your fragrances. I have 10 fragrances to share with you. Some of them are probably ones that you've heard before, and some of them are probably ones that you may not have heard before because they're not as popular. So starting strong with, I will say, stuff like Kamra and Kamra Kawa, Angel Share, stuff like that. I like the smell of those. I don't love the smell of those. So if that gives you any sort of idea, the way that a perfume or a fragrance is blended is really important to me, and how it all comes together. Also, check out my shirt. I've had this shirt for years at this point. Let's get into it when it comes to fragrances. Bianco Latte. Now, this is, in this bottle, it is a decant. It is almost empty. I don't know if you can see that. It was almost empty, and I did end up buying the full-size version. Now, I will say, this one is a cult favorite. It has a cult following. This one is beast mode. A couple of sprays and you're going to choke someone out, literally. It has crazy projection. It will fill up a room. I have been told before that my room smells amazing, or a room smells amazing, because I have put this on before. Now, this one is gourmand. Some caramel. It's a little bit vanilla, a little bit powdery. This one is fantastic, but I will say it is only for the winter time. Only. Now, this is the first time I've done a fragrance video, so if you want to see more stuff like this, please let me know. Normally, I do talk mostly about makeup because I love makeup, but fragrance is kind of in that same category when it comes to beauty, and I do love just beauty in general. I'm a little bit obsessive. This is by Giordani di Toscana. I'm going to say things how they're spelled every single time, which often means that I pronounce things wrong because I'll pronounce it phonetically. So forgive me. I'll put the notes up on the screen so you can tell. This one has, that wasn't right. I butchered it. It is what it is. But very long lasting, beast mode. If you would like to buy a decant of that, this is, I actually got this from Scent Split, which I think is a great way to try out fragrances that you haven't tried. I've purchased a lot from Scent Split, and that is a reason that I've tried a lot of perfumes, is because I am buying smaller versions. And honestly, this just gives you a good way to like test out perfumes without buying really expensive fragrances all the time. I know for me, something like a decant where you can get like 2 mils, 5 mils, 10 mils is fantastic, because I do love fragrances, but I don't want to end up with a fragrance, a large fragrance that I don't like in my collection. Moving on to number 2. This is another one that potentially you've heard about before. It is Commodity by Milk. Now, I purchased the smaller travel size twice, used it all up, ran out of it twice before I purchased this. I love this fragrance. Just so you know, this is a little bit milky, a little bit woody, a little bit marshmallowy. But I will say this one specifically, because this is the expressive version of it. This one, I have been told, leans a little bit masculine. One time I was wearing it and someone was like, it smells a little spicy in here. It smells almost like a cologne. I would almost agree with that, actually. I would say that this one does. I don't think that it is masculine leaning, but I would say that this could be considered a unisex fragrance, because of some of that woody spiciness that kind of comes through in this fragrance. Again, I'll pop the notes up over here. I love this one. You can see the dent is like here, and I've also gone through multiple travel size sprays of this one. I think I talk about this a lot on my channel, so feel free to skip ahead if you've heard me say this before. But I think that it's really, really important to make sure that you like something before spending your money on it. You'll see that I buy decants of things. I buy the travel size. This is a great way to make sure that you're actually going to use the fragrance. I have gotten to the point where, unless I know I like it, I'm not going to buy the full size fragrance right off the bat. This has been a love for me for at least 2 years. I love it so much. It is 100% a winter fragrance. 100%. This one has good longevity, good lasting power. That's the same thing. This one also does project a little bit. I get so many compliments when I wear this one. I will say, every once in a while, I'll combine Bianco Latte and Commodity Milk together. It is, I'm gonna do it right now so I can tell you how good it is. These are both beast mode fragrances, and you are going to choke someone out if you wear these. I cut up pieces of paper so I could do this. So together, I feel like you get the best of both worlds here. You get that soft powderiness of the Bianco Latte with a little bit of caramel, the marshmallow and the woodiness of Commodity Milk. But because both of these are so strong, you do have to be careful where you wear this one. This one will, like, my dad has asthma really bad and fragrances really affect it. You're going to want to be careful where you wear this. You don't want to just wear this anywhere. But it is nice together. It blends together really beautifully. And especially because these are both beast mode fragrances, you wouldn't necessarily expect that. Yeah, okay, I'm going to stop because now I'm just re-sniffing them. Moving on. Okay, I would argue that most people would consider this a springtime fragrance. Personally, I consider this an all year round fragrance because I love it that much. Now, this is a vanilla. It's called Vanilla Woods by the Seven Virtues. I feel like people talk about a few other ones a little bit more than they talk about this one. This one's actually a more affordable vanilla perfume, but this one is woody. I'll again pop the notes up on the screen. It's a woody floral take on a vanilla. So you get that vanilla, but you also get a little bit of, I think it's sandalwood. Now I can't remember. And you guys can see I bought this one and this one's almost out. It's like right here. And then I bought this one and this one has got a pretty good usage out of it too. The one that really surprised me about this one is this one actually has rose in it. And I notoriously hate the scent of rose in my perfumes. But this one, there is just something about it. The way that it combines with the vanilla, it is soft. It is inviting. It's a little bit warm. It's got, honestly, the best of all worlds in it. I do love the vanilla. I have very obviously used a lot, and then I've repurchased the bigger version. This one, I think, runs only about like $90. I say only. That's still expensive. But for a perfume, and particularly for like a more niche perfume, because this is not a designer house, that is actually fantastic. Especially if you don't love traditional vanillas. You don't want it to be super edible. This one is not an edible vanilla at all. This is very much a woody floral vanilla in the best possible way. Wow, honestly, looking at all of those, I'm realizing how many of those I bought the small version, used up the small version, and have since bought the larger version, which for me is a great sign. I don't ever want to be the person that is immediately going out and buying the big version of perfume without actually trying it and knowing that I love it. Now, this is again another one that I have a smaller version of it. This one is Mochi Milk by Deadcool. This one is a little bit marshmallowy. It's a little bit powdery. I need to spray this on here because the dry down is different than the overall. I just got my hand really bad. But this one, I mean, I've had this for a few months and I've put a significant dent in it. This one is a lot closer to a skin scent. I say closer because Deadcool doesn't really do super projecting fragrances. Most of their fragrances do sit close to the skin. This one I think is a little bit more projecting than what Milk would be, but it does open, I feel like, without something kind of that feels florally. But it's very marshmallowy, very powdery. A little bit of that like rice mochi. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. Again, my thoughts may change on this one because this is a sample size, but I've put a significant dent into it, even with only having it for a couple of months. So I clearly really like this one. I really want to try, okay, this is a tangent. I really want to try their Mochi Milk detergent, but it's kind of expensive, so I haven't yet. But mark my words, I will be trying it. Okay, this is one you guys are probably going to judge me for. Or maybe not, maybe you love it as much as I do. The first time that I smelled this fragrance, I didn't like it. I sprayed it on my clothes earlier. I think it's gone. And I bought this last year. I smelled it again this year, and I have honestly actually been using it a lot. So that is Marshmallows by Alice Brooklyn. This is a hair and body mist. Like I said, I sprayed it on my clothes earlier, and it doesn't have the longest lasting power, although I will say it'll last a few hours. But this one is very much that powdery sweetness. I think the reason I didn't like it to begin with is I wasn't quite sure about the marshmallow note. I smelled Delicie de Marshmallow, and that one, it's fine. I wasn't super impressed. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. And I did get a decant of that one too. This one is just, I think when I first smelled it, I just wasn't sold on the idea of marshmallow. And clearly that's changed a little bit. But this one is very much just marshmallows. I think that there is something else in this, like some sort of lemon in here. And I think that's what I was picking up to begin with that I wasn't loving when I first tried this. But I really like this now, and I have been using it. Obviously, so I bought it last year, and I picked it back up again this year. I say picked it back up. Like I had it stored because I don't feel like this is very good for spring, summer, all of that. But I have started to use it, and I am really liking it. In fact, I've been pairing this one with mochi milk, actually, and I really like them together. Oh, this is one more that I feel like has kind of been super hyped, and this is again a body mist, not a fragrance, but this is the EOS Coquier. I cannot speak today, and I don't know what is going on with that, but this is the EOS Cocoa Cashmere Body Mist. I will say the lotion does last pretty well, especially when you compare them together. And so you're out like $22 if you buy them together. But this one actually has the notes on the bottle. This one is velvety cocoa, orange blossom, vanilla marshmallow, iris petals, sugared amber, and tonka bean. I realized immediately when I read these notes why I liked the lotion so much. I love iris. I love tonka bean. I love amber. The only one that I wasn't sure about was the orange blossom. And I feel like it doesn't really come through all that much. This one isn't going to last all that long, but it's just nice. It's like cozy. It's warm. If you pair it with I just like inhaled that. If you pair it with the lotion, it is going to last a lot better. I actually pair the lotion with a lot of things like milk. I pair it with Bianco Latte. I pair it with mochi milk. It's just nice. It's a nice scent. It's going to be like a good bedtime scent. It's just cozy, beautiful. These last three, and I do have a bonus one that I do want to talk about, but I don't feel like I've tested it enough to really decide if I love it. These next ones are ones that I have been loving that don't necessarily get the hype that I think that they deserve. Okay. So this first one, I have been obsessed. This is another decant from Scent Split. This one is powdery, sugary. I feel as if I'm going to look up the notes really quick because this one is really stunning, but no one ever talks about this. This is Lick Me by Michaela Mazzaretti Parfums. This is fantastic. You can see like the dent. I might buy another decant before I buy the actual perfume because this one's kind of expensive. But let me look up this one. And no one ever talks about this. I don't know why. Yeah, it's like $220. We're gonna have to wait for that. See, this is why when I look up notes, I'm like, yep, that makes sense. Because it's got sugar, whipped cream, powdery notes, waffle cone, ice cream, iris, which I love, vanilla and amber, which I also love. I don't know if you're sensing a theme. I pretty much always love iris. I pretty much always love vanilla, tonka, all of that. Pretty much always love amber. Those are like notes that if it's in the perfume, I'm probably gonna like it. This one does project. I wouldn't say it's quite as beast mode as Bianco Latte or Commodity Milk, but this one projects, which is why you can see like there's not a huge dent because you don't need there to be. But this one is sweet. This one's very gourmand. Out of all of the ones that I have mentioned so far, I would say this one's super gourmand too. Like edible. It's just fantastic. I have actually gotten a ton of compliments on this one too, which is always a little awkward when they ask what I'm wearing because I'm like, it's called Lick Me. That's what it's called. Fantastic, beautiful. I really like this one actually. And it pairs beautifully with a lot of things. Now, this next one, I have heard people say that this one is not very complex. It's really simple. not very nice. This one's a newer one to my collection that I have not been able to put down. This one is it's Mix Bars Vanilla Bourbon. This one is just a really sweet, beautiful vanillic. Let me tell you the notes, and again, I'll put them on the screen. But this one's black pepper and bergamot, which I can definitely get that from here. Vanilla orchid, jasmine, apple blossom, Madagascar vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. It's that sandalwood that I think just makes this for me. It makes it just a little bit woody and almost like smoother, if that makes sense. I love it. I personally, this one is not very long lasting, not very well projecting. It's also very, very affordable. So for that reason, I would still say, like, pick this one up. Try it. They sell smaller versions of this, but I want to say this was like less than $30. And I don't think that this one is simple. I'm going to say something that's really blasphemous. I don't like Kayali Vanilla 28. I would say this one's a better version. Truly. This is what I wanted Kayali Vanilla 28 to be. Like, really, really, truly. I have Vanilla 28. It's fine. I would say that one is too simplistic of a vanilla for me. And not only that, I don't mind simplistic scents. I also felt like it was almost a little too boozy, and it did turn really spicy on my skin, which I didn't like as well. So I guess take that with a grain of salt. I didn't like it. This is another one that's a decant. I've never heard anyone talk about this. It is so, so good. But okay, this, I know it doesn't look like I've used this. I actually had another decant that I bought previous and I used that up. So this is my second decant of this. This is a Whiff Up Waffle Cone by Imaginary Authors. This one is syrup. Like, truly, this one is very syrupy. My sister, when she smells this one, she says she can smell celery, which I don't get that at all. That's really random hot take of this one. I pretty much get sugar, and that's basically it. In the dry down, I should say. But this one, the notes are, and I'll pop them on the screen, syrup, caramel, ice cream, whipped cream, vanilla, cinnamon, and amyris. And again, this one is very sickly sweet. I will say this one has a decent longevity, decent projection, but not like Bianco Latte or Commodity Milk. Just beautiful, beautiful. I love the blend of this, which I don't even like the taste of syrup, which I know, super un-American of me. I've been told many, many times, but this is just, to me, I could smell like this. And this is very photorealistic, I would say, which I hate when people say that because I'm like, there's no perfume that I want to eat. That's not my thing. I don't necessarily want to smell edible. It's not typically what I'm going for. I don't mind a gourmand. Typically, actually, I lean more fruity gourmand rather than vanillic gourmand. I actually really like the fruity scents, but this is one that I discovered and I really, really like. And it kind of surprised me, and I don't hear anybody ever talk about this one, which is crazy to me. I mean, it really is. It's crazy to me. This very last one, and then I'll do an honorable mention. This very last one, another decant, and I have heard a lot of people compare this one to Bianco Latte. I disagree. I think that it has some things that are very different. This one is a lot less powdery, a lot more sweet. I'm not gonna, like, creamy is not necessarily the word I would use, but maybe creamy. But it does have some similar notes as well. Oh, and maybe it's the pear. It might be the pear that really leans different for me. But this one is Gourmand Power by Federico Cantelli. Don't hate me because I definitely pronounced that wrong. But this one has notes of panna cotta, vanilla, pear, caramel, milk, vanilla, milk, and honey as the base notes. And I would say, I do understand why people compare this one to Bianco Latte. I disagree. I think that this one, let me smell them side by side so I can really tell you. Yeah, this one almost smells sharper. You can really pick up on some of that like caramel right here. This one, when you smell it, it smells a lot more smooth. Just smooth in general. Like, I wouldn't say that Bianco Latte is sharp, but I would say comparatively, when you're smelling them side by side, it feels like that. I would say this one's smoother, a little bit sweeter. That honey is, and that milk accord is really doing something here. I really, really, really like this one, and I've been wearing it a lot. So that's where I would say they differ. They do have similar notes like caramel and vanilla in them, but there's also some honey in the Gourmand Power and some milk that it adds. The pear, I think, adds something too to this. I love pear in a fragrance. I think it smells fantastic. Now, finally, we have an honorable mention. The reason I don't feel like I can say this is one of the top 10 is because I haven't had it for very long. I do really like the smell of this. I think it's very cozy. I do also wonder if this one could turn a little bit badly on me. But this is Moon Milk by Frenchie. It is sweet. Everybody keeps comparing it to chai. I would somewhat disagree. It does have some of those spices, but it's a little bit less cinnamony than I would say chai is. It's got like that nutmeg, cardamom type of feeling, but it's a little bit more, there's a little bit something more going on with this than I would say just chai. I do like it, but I would definitely say smell this first, because I think that this could potentially turn some people off because okay, I'm going to say this and I want you guys to take this with a grain of salt. I don't think it smells like essential oils, but I think that it could potentially give the essential oils vibe, which if you don't like that, it kind of does give that kind of attention. But I have been wearing it to bed the last few days and it is really, really pretty, but it's very cozy. Like, it doesn't smell edible. It smells more warm and spicy. I don't know if that makes sense because everybody's been comparing this to chai. I would say I don't necessarily agree. I think that there's something a little bit more to this that could potentially be a turnoff for someone. I have been liking it. I can't say love just yet, but it has been nice. All right, if you liked this video where I did talk about my favorite winter fall fragrances, please like, subscribe, drop your favorite fragrance in the comments below. I love the way that things smell. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. I would love to talk more about what I like because some of these are cult following, cult favorites, but some of these are honestly ones that people never talk about, which I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. So please like, subscribe. I would love to do more videos talking about fragrance. I enjoy it so, so much. Thanks for watching. Bye!